everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am a writer and I post a lot of creative and writerly type videos. I've actually done quite a few of these movie, TV show analysis type videos. So I actually have a playlist that I'll link down below if you're interested in checking out more. So today I'm going to be talking all about Marvel, the Marvel movie franchise, specifically what makes the Marvel films so successful, and also what writers specifically can gain and learn from these films. I do want to make a disclaimer that this video is going to be focusing on the film adaptations of these characters' stories. So if you're really into the comic books, just be aware that this video has nothing to do with the comic books. I do actually want to read them eventually. I am really interested in comic books, but I just haven't read them at this point in time, so just be aware of that. Okay, and then the second and last disclaimer I wanted to make for this video is that it might have some spoilers in it. If you haven't seen the last Avengers Infinity War, then if you don't want to be spoiled on it, maybe don't watch this video just yet. Okay, so here are the storytelling lessons I believe we can learn from the Marvel films. Number 1, give your hero a reason to fight for something and make it personal. Yes, the heroes save the world from alien invasions and terrorism. Yes, they aim to protect the human race, often the universe. However, when the stakes are highest and the heroes are beaten down, defenseless, and broken, it is these personal motivations that keep them fighting. Take the Scarlet Witch's mission to save Vision, for example, before Thanos can get his hands on the Mind Stone. Sure, she would have helped save half of the population anyway, but this motivation made it impossible for her to walk away, even as failure seemed inevitable. The personal motivation is usually found in the threat to a loved one, be it family, friend, or lover. Number 2, let us see his day-to-day life and who is a part of it. This point is especially useful in setting up the point I just mentioned, as the audience needs to understand what the hero has to lose. But it can also help us understand the hero and what makes them tick. What does the hero do on a typical day? The audience enjoys relating to the hero in the way that they might even think, given a dose of magical potion or some radiation exposure, this could be me. Number 3, give us a bit of their backstory and how they struggled. This point is important because it is critical for the audience to understand how the hero sees the world. This is ultimately going to help us understand the decisions that they make and why. If the hero makes a poor decision, we can at least understand where they are coming from. When the hero conquers all, we cheer that much harder that they overcame their tragedy. Number 3, give us flaws that accentuate his strengths and also put him in conflict. At the end of the day, if the hero is perfect, there is no story. Make sure you give him realistic flaws that set him back every now and again. Take Tony Stark as Iron Man, for example. He puts on an arrogant facade and dares others to challenge him as though he were indestructible. This, of course, leads him to some pretty sticky situations when we see that he isn't actually invincible. Number 4, balance dark scenes with levity. Marvel is especially talented at keeping the energy from plummeting in times of crisis. The odds may be stacked against the heroes, but that doesn't break their spirit. Because if it did, there would be no happy ending. These heroes keep the faith until hope is lost. They might get kicked down physically, but true strength comes from the mind. Number 5, give us characters that don't fit into a box and that you can never quite predict. Most of us love these versatile characters that introduce a new path just when we filed them away in our minds as a villain or a non-critical side character. Right away, you might be thinking of Loki, who started as a hardcore villain to one you actually yearn to find redeemed, but doesn't really ever give you that concrete satisfaction of being a tried and true hero. Number 6, make the conflict more compelling by posing a moral dilemma. Even if the hero can, they may grapple with the question of whether or not they should. We see this mostly in the Civil War and Avengers films. The question of whether or not superheroes have the liberty to make decisions that negatively impact the few to save the many, or if they should be bound by law like the rest of us. A similar dilemma was introduced in Avengers Age of Ultron. Does Tony have the right to create new life if it meant that his scientific creation had the capacity to destroy humankind? Number 7. They confront the fear of being ordinary to discover what makes them extraordinary. We've seen this in most, if not each, of the heroes' stories. Spider-Man and Iron Man losing their technology, Thor losing his hammer, or Hulk losing his ability to transform. It is in these times of losing what they perceived as their power that the hero must use all of their resources to find a solution. The answer becomes not the mystical or technological power, but their wit, skill, and perseverance that will ultimately save the day. Alfred Hitchcock said, "Drama is real life with all the boring parts cut out." Audiences want to see the fantastical, but when they can also relate on a human level, that is when you've created a memorable story. What I believe makes Marvel so compelling and so relatable to millions of viewers is that these stories excel in tying the superhuman plot into the human experience. So those are all the lessons that I feel the Marvel films can teach us in terms of storytelling. I really hope you enjoyed it. If so, remember that I am posting a playlist of other videos like this down below. I'm also going to be working on a lot more of these types of films for my channel, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are still watching, there's one other thing I wanted to mention. If you do happen to be a writer and you're looking for more writing related content, I actually have a blog. I'm going to post it down below. And so on my blog, I'm trying to focus a little bit more on writing motivation, writing journey, my personal experience as a writer. That kind of content is going to be more on my blog, so if you're interested, definitely check that out. I'm making a little shift on my channel. I want to focus a little bit more on these types of videos like the one you're watching right now, dissecting movies and TV shows, popular characters that we know and love, and sort of what makes them great, and focusing more on the analysis of those things. They seem to be the more popular content on my channel, so I definitely want to put out what people are interested in. So like I said, if you're interested in that other kind of content, definitely check out my blog. I'm going to link it down below. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new, I really hope that you subscribe so you can catch future videos. And until next time, bye.